Hello YouTube world, Mac Daddy 1911 here with the Shade Tree Survivalists. Analyzing the Colt Combat Unit's performance in our Okefenokee Baptism video. And I do believe I actually misspelled them Okefenokee. I think it actually has two E's in Okie, but anywho, that's enough of that. It did the elements pretty much without a problem until it hit the mud. And if you'll notice in the video, when I put the magazine in there, I don't know what the hell, but anyway, I ejected the damn round. It even, I don't know, I didn't pay attention, wasn't realizing, but I saw it on the video. Then it failed to feed all the way, because when I jerked that one out, it didn't put one back in the chamber. I remedied that situation. Then it failed to go all the way into battery after it fired. I think it was after it fired. A little bit of pressure, back pressure, and it went right on in. And then at the very last shot, it failed to lock open. But I remedied all that with your standard TRB and so forth. Then for the actual baptism, all the way through it, which would be, I guess, the gauntlet of like if it was the military arms channel. In the sand, failure to go into battery 3 times. Remedied all that, got it right back into action. When it got to the dirt, it failed to go into battery twice. Remedied all those. And then when it got down to the mud on the last trial, it failed to go into battery several times. Then it was just absolutely would not go into battery, period. I could not force it. I could not make it go into it. I rinsed the gun off after saying, okay, it stopped. Once I rinsed it off, I got it to run, but I had to pull the trigger back forward. It would not do so. But I was able to finish the magazine out by working it. So this video here, I've already shot a lot of different parts, so it may not be quite in order and so forth, but then again it may. But I got to looking at the gun very closely, and the biggest thing I saw was there was a massive streak of copper on the feed ramp. And I was like, well, okay. And you'll see that where I'm actually washing the gun in the sink inside the house yesterday. But it failed to go into battery, and when I looked at that ramp, it was just absolutely a big slug trail of copper on it. And honestly, I think it was the coating, okay, that it was on the ramp. So I started to polish it and sand it. And I've got that on some of that on video, and you can see streaks from side to side. Instead of going up and down, it's going side to side. And I'm like, that's where the damn problem is. It's not slick enough, and it's not smooth. And so it feels smooth to the fingernail, and that's usually a test to see if you have a problem with a gun. But it's just like the streaks that you keep seeing on the holster right here. I mean, on the gun from the holster. You see that line right there? That's not just a reflection. That is a line. Okay, right across here and across here. So, you know, it's supposed to be super slick coating. I don't think it's as super slick as they claim it is. Had no issues with the grip. The 25 lines per inch. Absolutely awesome purchase on the gun. The trigger channel was absolutely gobbed up with sand. I think adding the sand to the regular dirt I have here really intensified the test and made it a much more difficult than it would have been, but it's fine. When I took the gun apart, I had the trigger out, and I was able to look at the trigger and find out where the wear from the grating was at, and it was on the very top of the trigger shoe here and at the bottom here. And there's a little channel, a vertical channel, and then there's horizontal channels where the trigger bow runs inside the gun. Cleaned all that out, but also I polished the top and bottom of that trigger. Okay, you'll see it in the video. It's not smooth, and so I put some of my 400 grit sandpaper on the steel top of my wood burning stove there, and just gently worked it back and forth and polished the top and bottom of it. Polished the barrel ramp, or the feed ramp on the frame. And really, I mean, it was absolutely caked with dirt and crap and crud inside the gun from one end to the other. It looks like the barrel has been sandblasted on the exterior. The interior looks fine, which is amazing, because it really is a harsh test. I'm satisfied with it that it went to that point, but am I satisfied with it 100% as far as you know, whatever? No. That's the reason I did all the extra work. I went ahead and polished the feed ramp, and like I said, I did work on the trigger. I added grease into that upper and lower trigger track. I don't think I had done that before. Maybe I did and just don't remember it. Went back and greased the entire gun. Am I going to do the test again? Yes, I am. I intend on getting it as close to 100% reliability in this as possible. And then I'm going to use that knowledge to pass it on to you, the viewer, in order for you, if you have a 1911 style handgun, to also be able to get the absolute most reliability out of the gun. You know, a lot of people would have said that it would have choked right off the bat in sand, because you've heard that. I've heard that over and over and over by people. If you lubricate the damn gun right, it will run. But like I said, that feed ramp, it was just gobbed up, and I'll throw sections of video into this video, so I'm not going to make this section of it very long, and we'll do that. But as I stated, you know, from the time I started the test to the end of it, I did not edit it any way, shape, or form. What you saw is what happened. And after rinsing it off and getting the crap off the feed ramp, I was able to get it to continue to feed, but I did manually have to pull the trigger out because it was sticking. So without further ado, I'll just throw in the sections of the video where I'm washing the gun, and you can see the copper trail on the feed ramp and just how bad it was. Oh, and by the way, all those were reloads. So my reloads are doing fine too, because they were saturated with water and sand and grit, and the magazines, oh my God, it took me a while yesterday to clean everything up. All right. I think that's pretty damn good for a Series 80 gun. Truly I do. Most people wouldn't never give a Colt Combat Unit or any other Colt 1911 of any kind a prayer in hell of doing that good in a test. I still think it can do better, but we gotta wait and see. Yeah, that baby's still working. You know, I never turn that damn thing right. Yep. You know what? I think it washed most of the damn grease off of it. I think I'll polish that damn feed ramp out a bit too. You can see the copper discoloration on it. I'll take a picture of that before I do anything else. But yeah, the damn trigger, it wasn't resetting. So I'm gonna polish on the bottom of that damn trigger. We'll go from there, baby. Let's make some soap water, and I'll reposition the camera. Alright, so we're scrubbing the pea-wagon out of it, getting all the crap, the dirt, and all that mess out of the gun, all the old grease. And then we'll do a definitely need to adjust that new trigger I put in it. That is a medium trigger I installed. Need to polish the top and the bottom of it and make sure we got grease in it, and we'll do the damn test again. We need to, of course, inspect all the parts, make sure there's no damage anywhere, and so forth. That is a medium trigger. All right, but we've got copper. Maybe it's not doing because my fingers are wet. It's not. It's right in there. Maybe that is what it's seeing. I can't tell in that damn small screen. Yeah. It's got a copper trail on there, so I'll polish that damn ramp today. And we'll see if it does any better than that. Now I've got to completely disassemble it. And if I don't clean up the kitchen, Kim's going to beat the hell out of me. But yeah, I think it did alright. I ain't complaining. Every time I think I'm doing something on camera, I'm not. Take it out, we're going to rinse it off. Take it outside, into the shop, disassemble it. Yeah, definitely got a copper trail right there. Haven't seen any damage to the gun in any way, shape, or form, which is good also. Definitely got some grit in there. I'll get some close-up photographs of that copper trail. That will not last for long, honey, I'm here to tell you. Because I am going to clean that bugger off. Yeah, performed a hell of a lot better than a lot of people swear up down in 1911 won't run in sand. But as dry as those rails were, I'm wondering if it even with the grease, if it wiped the grease right off after the all the rinsing with the element test. Maybe next time I just go flat out from beginning to end without doing the individual element test. Well, I didn't think about turning the damn camera on. I'm disassembling the Colt Combat Unit, and it is freaking nasty. Got it rinsed out, but my God, the internal parts are just caked with damn dirt. No damage as of yet, but I still have a ways to go. I haven't cleaned anything off. Or everything off, I should say. Definitely want to check for any damage that may have been done to the gun from that test. I took some still photographs. The ramp had copper all over it, so I am going to polish it while I have the gun apart. I was watching another fella, something bluing. I cannot think of what his channel name is. Older fella, National Rifle Association distinguished marksman and so forth. Former, I believe he was a police captain where he lives. Distinguished with handgun. Former U.S. Army MP, military police, and very interesting channel. And he had illustrated a better way to quickly and easily disassemble a 1911 versus the way I've been doing it as far as the complete teardown. Hell, I did my other bit. You know, that's the thing. On the weekends, you get in sort of a hurry, trying to do every damn thing, because I got to go back out Monday. I'm supposed, you know, normally I would leave Sunday, but this time it's going to be Monday. There's raisin coming in. Boy, that thing is gritty. Gritty. Did not want to come out. Thank God I put some grease on it too. That's the magazine catch. Trying to keep the dirt off of the thing. And there, see, you hear that grinding? That was what we got. And you can see it still has some of the grease. You see that? Yeah. Filthy, filthy, filthy. And I will polish the bottom of this trigger, the shoe itself. Right here, the top and the bottom of it, I'll polish that out. Doesn't look like the trigger bow has been warped or anything. It's nasty, covered in dirt. Definitely gonna have to get the Q-tips and the compressed air after it to get all the crap out of it. That's the sear and disconnect. That is grease and crap and dirt. I see no problem on the sear, and it is absolutely filthy. And the disconnect's filthy. And that's the hammer and the hammer strut. Thumb safety. Thumb safety. Yep. Tang safety. Uncle Fester, that's the piece I was telling you about that stops the trigger from being, you can't pull the trigger. He thought he was having a problem with it. I haven't been able to replicate that issue. Mainspring, housing, and the piston and all in there. It's filthy. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Completely stripped. And if the damn camera will focus, I haven't found any problem with it. Other than when I washed it, it just left residue all over it. I mean to tell you, it was nasty. But no uneven wear, tear on it. No cracks, no dings. It washed the part of the Tragicon off the freaking front sight. You can see on the trigger where it's discolored it there a bit. The bottom, the bow isn't fine. All these little springs, boy, are damn fun. Thumb safety. Got it all cleaned up. Hammer. So that's a good thing, you know how to take your gun apart. Mag catch. You can inspect all the parts for any damage after after you run into a situation like that. Barrel. Checked it really good. I still need to wipe that link down a little bit more. And it might have got a little tiny bit of scratches on the barrel from the slide opening and closing that barrel bushing, but hey, that's to be expected over time. Slide lock. And all the other parts associated with it. And really, this little handful of Q-tips and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pipe stem cleaners, and that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to re-lubricate everything after I polish that damn feed ramp. It had copper all over it, and it's not that damn smooth. I cannot believe you pay that much for a friggin' gun and it's not super smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and polish it so it is absolutely smooth. It's a stainless steel frame. So that's what we're going to do with that. Look at that. I don't know how well the light's hitting it. I polished on it a little bit. Not by much, but a little bit. See them streaks? I'll tell you what, you pay that kind of money and the damn gun comes out and it's not perfectly smooth, there's a freaking problem. So hey, that's what we're doing. We're just steady working at it with our little 400 grit sandpaper and some Smith's honing solution for sharpening knives. And man, that thing works really well. Leave that right there. Put me one drop right there. Let me see if I can get it to where it'll cover everything. Alright. I'm using my wooden dowel with 400 grit sandpaper and with a little gasket paper or cork gasket material over it. And it works damn good. But yeah, that may be part of the damn feeding issues. $1,500 and you still got to polish your freaking ramp. It's alright, by golly. Y'all just don't know Mac Daddy ain't done yet. You think that's the only test? If I can figure out a way to make it run 100% or at least 95%, I'll be happy with that. That's what the Glock got, 95%. And yeah, it ain't out of the box 100% running like a Glock, no doubt about it. That's because Mac Daddy ain't been the one working on it. That's all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I had a thing like that lug cutter. That thing worked damn good. One little drop on the paper. Work it around. So that's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Those are tool marks, is what that is, from the machine that cuts out that ramp. Leaves that freaking crap there. It's not smooth. They polish it a little bit and then they leave it alone. Now look at that. Much better. Much better. Well, still got some I got to take out. You see them ridges? Well, the damn light won't work. Still got some. Well, yep, still got some. Got to work on it. It's all right. It's all right, Jack. Another thing is didn't have. I'm waiting on that freaking gun. I don't want to spend any money. They had to they still having a back order the damn thing. They didn't tell me that last week, that it was back ordered and they wasn't 100% guaranteed. They said it'd be here this weekend. The day's Friday. It still ain't here. So I'm sort of ill about that. Very close It's smooth enough you can't feel it, but you can sure see those freaking ridges. Yeah. So we'll continue working on it. Yeah, I like the idea. Move back to a newer piece of paper. Ain't been scuffed yet. That's a good thing about doing these kind of things. You can personalize your gun. When that thing goes to running 100%, you know you're gonna be so happy. Almost there, y'all. Cat Wally. Well, Kim's cat Wally just walked in. It is beautiful. I think that's gonna be all right. We'll leave that alone. All right. So we don't go overboard with it. We don't want to take too much off, because you do that, you alter the damn route, and then you're in trouble. Now, what we got to do now is smooth out the top and bottom of that damn trigger. You can see the machining on it. It's not 100% smooth. So I'm going to just slightly polish that top and that bottom. So I'm over here on my wood burning stove. I'm going to lay out my 400 grit paper. Put me a drop or two of honing solution on there. And the reason I'm on this stove is because it's absolutely flat. Alright. And I want, it's like working with wood. You want the to go with the grain. Same thing here. I want to go with the direction that the trigger is going to travel. That's all we're doing, just trying to keep it. And it's hard to do, keep it absolutely smooth. Yeah, well, you can probably see the little tiny ridges. They go side to side. I want to smooth all that mess out. So all we're trying to do is smooth that out perfect. Almost. See? Almost.
I think that'll do it. Yep. A lot better. Now I'll do the bottom side. Which actually that was the top. Now I'll do the bottom. .400 grit sandpaper, ladies and gents. We're applying some pressure, but not the real marks right there. You know, I don't think I put any grease on that part of the trigger. I may be wrong, I might have, but oh, will this damn go around? That damn sugar fine sand, that stuff is not a joke. It'll choke one down. Yep, that works for me. Smooth as glass. Alright. Actually got this end better than I did that end, so I still can see some slight ridges. Alright, let's let it go around and around, polish it. Like you would a aluminum wheel on a truck. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. You can see how it's sort of speckled across there. That's from the sand removing that bluing. That's pretty smooth. It don't look perfect, but it's pretty damn smooth. But yep, that's the trigger. So I thought I was recording and sounded like an idiot, but anywho, how do I get the performance out of this thing that we did have? Because, you know, most people would assume that a 100-year-old gun is going to just up and fail. It's just not going to be able to do it. Even though this is not the original 100-year-old Colt 1911, it is the Colt Railgun Series 80. I use grease, ladies and gentlemen. Lubricated 130A from Brownells. Got a whole tub of it. First things first, the Series 80 plunger firing pin stop here. I put a little bit of Lucas oil, the oil stabilizer in it. It's really thick, sort of like STP for you civilians, and you truck drivers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very thick stuff, very good stuff. That's what I use there. Now, the rails and all the other parts inside the slide and so forth, we're going to use grease on. And I just figured I'd give you guys a demonstration. Now, we're going to do that test again before it's over with. Okay, but today we're done. We're going to reassemble the gun. So let's start with locking lugs. Alright, just put a gob down in there. And then the inside of the rail, which is a channel and a lower rail, I guess you'd say. Get some of that excess from right there. And just use it right on down. Working it into the metal. Anything, I mean, it's not very porous, don't get me wrong. I realize that, but the coating, the metal itself, have pores. They're microscopic pores, and maybe the grease doesn't get down into them, but I'm going to hope it does, and I'm going to work it in there like it will. So that's what how I got the performance side of the gun. Y'all will notice that it didn't just die. Did not just die. Once I remedied the situation, it went right back and continued to function. It did not lock up to the point I could not get it unlocked. That's the point of the grease. Now, of course, there's going to be excess we're going to have to wipe off. But for now, this is what we have got. I did not have to use the tool to get the gun apart. The grease in the places that I'm putting it prevented that from happening. The next place is right in here. There's a little channel for the locking lug here on the barrel bushing. See that little lug that sticks up there right beside my index finger? So we got a little channel in there, and we want to put grease in it. Alright. So that you can get the damn thing apart once it's I know, just a slight amount, but you can get it apart once you've got everything squared away. So we're done with the slide. Okay, we'll set it aside. The next thing we're wanting to work on is, and look at there, I'll polish that feed ramp, and there'll be some video I'm gonna roll in. The feed ramp is not smooth and even, and it still may not be smooth enough, but I was like, well, that's good enough for now. The channel of the trigger was really gobbed up with grit very badly, and we may have to use a Q-tip to get down in there on this, so we will wrap a little bit of grease around that Q-tip. And right inside here, right where the trigger channel is, we're going to add some to the very bottom. Okay, the top, working it into the middle, just that little thing, and then there's a channel that runs all the way to the back of the gun. We're going to shove our Q-tip down in there. Maybe the camera can see that. Alright, you can see that's the channel, and I'm running a real thin layer of grease in it. Flip the gun over and do the same thing on the other side. I don't think the gun would have ran as long as it did, as well as it did, if it hadn't had that grease in there. And I'm going to put a little bit right in there on the surfaces and of the magazine catch rides on. Back here on the inside the frame where the tang safety will ride, we will work that into it, and now we can ditch that for now and get the brush back. The firing pin, or the disconnect tunnel, the flats where the hammer and the sear, the disconnect, the tang safety all ride. I want a slight little tiny bit of grease on them. Okay, now right back here where the tang safety will also work, and it did have some wear from just knocking off the coating, I'm going to put some there. And that channel that the mainspring housing goes down in, I want to get it really good. Sounds like Kimmo's walking up here with somebody talking on the telephone. A little bit here. Oh, she's taking the garbage out. Shame on me, I should have got that when I was inside. Okay, the channel and the rails on the top of the gun. And of course we'll wipe most of this crap off once we're done. Alright, just get that in there. And the thing about the reciprocating slide, all the excess will get knocked right off as soon as you insert the slide. So y'all don't be freaking, okay? Don't be freaking. Now, that's done. Set it aside. Trigger. Okay, we polished the top and the bottom of it. Same thing, just a little bit. All right, trigger bow. Trigger bow. Barrel bushing. Get that lug. A little bit around it. That's basically the only contact surface right there at the front. And then a little rip right in there. Okay. Yeah, I know it looks excessive, but it once you wipe all the excess off, you cannot even tell it, and the gun will function a hell of a lot better in that kind of extreme environment. We'll set that up there. The hammer. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Definitely want some on its sides. Up in here where the strut and so forth work. Now I don't really need any on those down the half-cock hooks, or where it is cocked at right there. I want to wipe that off, but it still leaves a microscopic thin layer on there, and then a little bit down here. All right, and I want a little bit down in there, and that's the thing. I got crap all over this thing, water and dirt and everything else. So what I want to do is take a little bitty tiny bit of this Lucas. That stuff is so freaking thick, and I want to get it down there working that damn pin. And that pin, I forgot, on this particular gun will fall right out. Because it hasn't been peened. Another thing, that damn Lucas will keep that crap in place where it belongs. What else? What else? What else? All right. We got that booger right here. Take a fresh pipe stem cleaner. A little bit of grease. Right down in there we go. All right. That thing come right apart. Wasn't a problem, even though it was gobbed up with dirt. Now we got this section right here that will ride inside the frame. All right. A little tiny bit on it. Again, the excess will come right off. You don't be freaking. Don't be freaking. It'll be all right. Set that over there. The tang safety. Right there where it rides and the pin goes through it. We won't get it. And right here on the sides, this will be something you'll have to wipe off, but it'll be alright. And then that channel right in there. That is where the hammer strut rides. So I want it greased. I want it nice and clean. Y'all didn't see very much wear on these parts even after I did that torture test on it with all that grit and crap in it, cause there was grease on it. The disconnect. A little bit on it. The sides where it rides inside. Around in that hole. And on the flat on the back right here. Alright, let's drop it down in there. Now the sear. That sear ain't going to fit on there. It's a smaller one. Sides of it where it might rub against the frame or the Series 80 parts. Where's that other one? There it is. And yep, we're going to put some on the pins too. Make damn sure of it. Drop that in there. This is the spring that And this operates the sear, provides pressure for it, the trigger, and the tang safety. You're damn right I won't grease all over it. That thing won't never get any oil or anything on it, so it will sit right there and rust inside that gun. Mainspring housing. Alright. Nice gob of grease. Let me make sure I got that thing good and clean a while ago. Yeah, it's just a tiny bit of crap, and you can see down through the bottom right here. The Q-tip. Run this through this way. Just there. I've already went over it one damn time, so it should be slick as a whistle. Pop them grooves out real good. Raisin's laying in here with me. She's been missing me all week. And for y'all that just tuning in, never been over to the channel before, that is my American Bulldog of the Johnson breed. She is now 7, or she will be 7. Well, yeah, she'll be 7 years old this year. And she's my baby. She is my baby. Well, got that slicked up. That's something I haven't cleaned. I want to make sure I get that real, and I'm using the wrong damn end. And you can tell that there was dirt on this barrel today. You can tell it because it's sort of beat up, sort of rough. It's not smooth anymore. You can tell the difference from here to here. You know what? It'll be all right. Got me a rag hanging over here. I'll just wipe it real, put some pressure on it. Yep. That damn dirt did a job on the old girl. Battered it up a bit. Same thing on here. And right there where it works at. And let us not forget the swinging link. And like I said, the excess you can get right off. It ain't that big a deal. People, don't be freaking on me, please. Alright. So next thing we need to do is assemble the slide. Complete the assembly of the slide, I should say. Put the barrel in. Barrel bushing in. Right, that is down, and see all that excess? It just slides right the hell off of there. Yeah, you can see that. Get your springs and wipe them down really good a while ago. Here we go. And this, I guess I should have damn slid it all the way off. My God. That's the way it is. You on video, damn it. It always seems like it's a pain in the damn neck. Alright, get that. And that grease will hold that up so it doesn't come back down. I'll wipe all that damn excess off. Don't y'all be stressing on me. If I'd set that in there right. Yes, indeed. Slide lock. Alright, that's in. Like that. Here's the plug. Tang safety's working. Thumb safety's working. Now, I'll wipe it off and we'll do something. We'll finish with the grips.
Y'all stay tuned for the next video, because the next video is going to show you the further progress on the Colt 1911, the 100-year-old Colt 1911. Y'all saw me last week shoot it for the first time. Check out what I've done to it so far now. But anywho, y'all enjoy the rest of the video. This is Mac Daddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalists. Thank you very much for watching.